They seem to be hunting for food, looking out for something that they can eat.
Okay.
And they just travel past you at this current point in time, unless someone wants to do something.
I just, since who would be closest to me from our party?
That would be either Redneck or Izon, one of the two.
I think it's gonna be.
Well,
Redneck
I'm
then,
invisible.
so? Yeah. So
Okay, right.
So I asked Redneck, do we want some to try to get them as steed or?
Are you crazy?
Would it be a help to attack the prison? I don't know, man. You're the beast expert.
I was just thinking that it might be easier to travel since then we don't need to walk that much.
Do you think it will be easy to?
I have no idea. I've never been in contact with those creatures, but they seem to be just hunting. So
then I would rather not.
Okay, then we just let them go.
Okay, sure, it's fine. So the creatures just pass without any, how should I say, without any interaction. And you kind of see Geller, like the moment they're far enough away, like.
Oh my god.
You can't speak, sucker.
But he's breathing out loud.
Yeah. Be happy it's not laughing out loud. Hey. So anyway, do you guys want to keep traveling or?
I want to undo his. I lost the word there.
Okay.
Not the shackles, the other thing. Yeah, the gag.
Ah, yeah. Okay, sure.
And check what he's planning on. What he's saying about the griffins.
He's just very happy that he didn't get eaten by these things. Honestly.
Okay.
He does kind of convey like he knows that griffins are a thing on this island. He didn't really know that, a bunch of them seem to be domesticated and had saddles, but, he does know that griffins are a thing on this island, but other than that, he knows that they can be very ferocious creatures, let's put it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that.
Let's travel again then, I guess.
Alright. So the rest of your trip through the jungle is relatively uneventful, apart from maybe like the ever so slight jump scares for Geller, who knows that he is currently undefended, who just like every now and again there's like this and he just
Coward.
like with the gag on it, like it's more like that.
I go to Fang and try to like whisper, like convey the message without Geller hearing it. And I ask him, what do we do when we get to the prison? Do we just leave him gagged or decapitate him?
That would be a rather harsh measure to decapitate him.
We're at war. We can always knock him unconscious for a couple of hours.
Might be more in favor. I mean, we can see if we need him there, because let's face it, a wood elf would be useful.
Me and Izon can disguise ourselves as wood elves.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yes,
if
I
there
can.
are 3 wood elves, that seems to me to be like a decent guarding party, if you get what I'm going at.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't think he's scared enough to play along.
Well, we could still threaten him
That's
a little
actually
bit more just before. So
okay.
I would say we just wait until we get there.
Okay. Just gag him before we get there.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, fine.
All right.
We could also promise him his freedom if we can get away unscathed.
True. We'll see what happens when we get there.
All right. So it's easy enough for you guys now to, at some point, get to kind of like the edge of the open space where the prison should be. So I'm guessing you like re-gag them, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm gonna say at one point you guys do get to like kind of the edge of the jungle, and then you kind of see an open square, and I'm gonna once it's loaded, I'm gonna show you guys kind of a map. But what you guys see, it's a little bit of a strange sight, because you were expecting like a prison probably of metal and stone. What you see, however, is a giant tree standing in the middle of an open space, and you kind of do see the guards that are kind of like standing around it. Currently, at this point in time, you can kind of see like two of them at what you would guess is like the front door, but it's really kind of like just an open hole inside of the trunk of this tree. Both of them seem to be holding like a shield and a rapier at their sides. And you do notice that there's a little bit of activity inside. Not like, hard activity as if something happened, but just like you do notice that there's a couple more inside. And other than that, if anyone wants to get some additional information, you'll have to make a perception check.
So we see like a tree, but actually in the shape of a tower, kinda.
Sort of, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Something like that. Seems to be 3 floors, like the ground floor, first floor, second floor, third floor. Yeah, you can if you want to.
I want to do a perception check as well.
Okay, go for it.
Nice.
Yeah, me too, obviously.
All right, go for it.
No
I
guard.
roll it? No.
I'm gonna try and see if there's a pattern in the movements of the guards, because I guess they are not just standing there.
As far as you can currently see, they seem to be just standing at like the front entrance, and you can kind of also see why, because apart from a couple of windows, it seems to be that that's the only way to really enter the tree. So what do we have?
One. My internet lagged, so I didn't.
Okay.
I thought I rolled outside the box, but
Okay.
suddenly there were 2.
Okay, sure.
I rolled it.
So that's a 20. No, it's 17.
Yeah.
14. Yeah. Okay. So, Aqua, you do actually notice that on the second level, so you have the ground floor and then the second level. Americans versus English. On the second level, you actually see that every now and again, like out of one of the windows, there's like a guard with like a bow and arrow that seems to be like peeking out, going back, peeking out of the next window, going back, and kind of like randomly starts peeking out of the windows. And you think that there's 2 of them up there. Other than that, you guys are pretty sure that there's about 6 guards on the bottom floor itself.
Okay.
And this is still daytime, right?
This is still daytime, yes.
How long do we traveled?
It would have been about 4 hours in total.
Oh, I turned back to.
Yeah, you turned back to a...
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, you would have not been a baboon for the... Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that would have been 2 hours. No, wait. What level druid are you?
3 hours.
No, then you would have still been a baboon. Never mind. For some weird reason, I thought it was 1 hour, but that's polymorph. That's not wild shape. Sorry. Yeah, okay. So, nothing happened. Carry on. So yeah, what do you guys want to do? I'm gonna, in the meantime, click the share button.
So we wait until nighttime, observe them throughout nighttime, and then
Can
we attack before the morning guard comes.
Can we maybe kidnap one of the guards. Maybe they can give us information and then kill them.
We should do that at the change of the guards.
Yeah.
Yes. We should
Is
try-
there one guard that probably wanna be a good kidnap target?
Are you asking me that?
Yeah.
I don't know how to answer that.
A good kidnap target.
Yeah.
Is there
I don't know.
kind of alone guarding?
No, they seem to be working in pairs.
Oh, shit. Okay.
You know, because 6 can be divided by 2. Or by 3.
Yeah, but
Can it really?
In my world, it can.
What are the 4 little slits in the
Pillars.
No.
Oh, the 4 little slits, those are the windows. Was the best thing I could find for the,
Those are
yeah,
tiny windows.
I know. Technically, they're a little larger, but it was the easiest way to do it that wouldn't completely fuck up my map.
Are they like covered with something, or is
No.
it really just a hole?
It's a hole and there's like glass in it, but it's one piece of glass that seems to be in it. They did kind of like, it's almost as if like they cut out the hole, then they put in the glass and they kind of like let the tree like grow over it ever so slightly to make sure that the window itself was stuck.
Okay.
for some reason, my
So
map,
only the front entrance is open, or is it also closed off by something?
By 2 guards, but that's it.
Yeah, but just the
There's no door. No, there's no door. You do see that there's a couple more windows on the top level. I'm just not showing it right now because, you know, you're not technically in the 2nd floor or the 3rd floor yet.
But all the windows seem to have some glass.
Yeah, exactly.
for some reason, I see nothing on the map.
The top part
think
is
you need to-
gray.
Yeah, you
It's-
need to scroll a bit on the map.
Ah, okay.
Because the 2nd floor and 3rd floor are also on there,
Oh my
and
God.
those are currently blacked out.
A little bit stupid, sorry.
Ah, it's okay. I get it. Sometimes I divide them into multiple maps. Here it was just too small to just make multiple maps of this.
Well, I'm thinking out loud that I maybe should go and patrol inside in some kind of small beast shape, and maybe get Aqua to join me. But I want to ask the group what they think.
I have
think
one
that's a good
advantage
idea.
left.
Yeah, I know you have one. That's why I suggested you join me.
Yes.
I think that's a good idea, actually.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's not. I'm gonna use that for something.
You know, like all those spells you have, you're also not going to use those, right?
Okay, I'm gonna join you.
Mm,
Which animal you gonna turn then? I thought maybe.
I want to take some time and check if I can see what type of animals that are
I thought
crawling around.
a cat or a rat.
No, I would go smaller.
No. Oh, a rat?
Yeah, a rat
Mouse?
or smaller, because a rat is still very obvious.
Spider.
And I don't think rats are that common in forests.
No, indeed.
It's a prison.
But it's a tree.
It's a tree. Like,
Yeah, I would be
A
thinking.
squirrel.
yeah.
Spiders.
But do we see some kind of animals living around that tree?
Around the tree itself, no. Mostly in like the dark green is like still part of the jungle.
Yeah.
So there you would see like, I mean, a lot of creatures like squirrels, like woodpeckers, like all that. You know, pretty much what you would find in a normal forest. The tree itself, I mean, apart from like a creature like running from the jungle over the open space to the side of the tree, like there would be a couple of squirrels that maybe are like dumb enough to do that. Apart from that, there's not a lot of activity going on in the tree.
Wow. I'm
I
hesitant
love how we
between
stress dumb enough.
squirrels or spiders.
Dumb enough. I mean, you know, they're like in the open where any predator would be able to get them. That's what I mean with dumb enough.
Spider.
You do see some, like, let's just say the amount of creatures that are at the tree is a lot smaller than the amount of creatures, like, in the jungle. pretty much.
Yeah, which is obviously a logical thing.
Mhm.
I'm just telling Aqua, I'm hesitant.
like-
I'm doubting between spider or squirrel. Like
I like the
animals.
squirrel ID.
But I think it might be too big and it might get us noticed if we actually go inside, though.
No.
That's why I'm thinking smaller and like spider size.
Do we see some squirrels going inside, or they
I
or
don't
they
think we're
stay
seeing.
outside?
I don't think they're gonna go inside. They're gonna
No.
be scared of the wood elves. So
Exactly.
Shit. I don't
Can
like
you
spiders.
can you cast pass without a trace and go in as spiders?
You
I
can.
think if we're going in as a spider, we don't need to pass without a trace actually, because spider is like what, an inch at max.
Something like that.
Yes. But
Let's go for the spider.
Yeah. So
Are there
I
other
think-
bugs around, or just?
I don't think we're gonna see bugs from that far. But
There's snails. Go as a snail. That seems like a great idea.
Giant snails.
No, that's not going to be noticed. You're right.
Okay, let's go for the spider then.
Yeah.
Is that good?
yeah, sounds good to me.
Okay. So both of you transform into spiders?
Yep.
Yes. Spider.
All right.
So I guess we can still communicate between us
Yeah, you
since
can.
we're the same species.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I would like both of you to make stealth checks with advantage, which for a spider is with +4.
Oh, okay. I want to ask that.
DC's
advantage.
with advantage.
And how do you do the +4?
On the modifier button, you can press 0 and then type in 4.
Oh, okay.
That's how you can change the modifier.
Oh,
But
okay.
did someone see my roll? That's a freaking.
You roll 2. If you've rolled 3 20s this session already, what the fuck? That's just
20s?
yeah. You rolled a 20 on your nature check as well. Remember?
Was it a 20?
Yeah, it was a 20.
But it was a 19.
No.
It's an 11.
All right. I would just roll with disadvantage for the. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. So the two of you can easily enough kind of get through the open field, like the grass is long enough where you can kind of like hide in there, and then you kind of get to the entrance of the tree, and the guards don't even bat an eye. They're just looking around. They're being awfully quiet, and as you kind of go in, you do notice that there are like 4 more guards, 2 of which are sitting, like the T is a table, and then 2 more are like kind of looking around, standing at one of the pillars, clearly being bored. In the meantime, I'm going to start putting things on the map.
Does the say something to each other?
They are being really quiet at this current point in time. They seem to be taking this pretty seriously. So yeah.
No card games or?
No, and no motorcycles either.
Wait, what? Motorcycles? Why?
Card games on motorcycles. No, really? No one? Okay, never mind.
No, sorry.
Don't get that.
Neither.
There's no motorcycles.
Oh,
in
wait,
here.
shit, I forgot one thing that I still had to do and that I keep forgetting.
They just looking for them.
Yeah, they're just looking around, trying to ascertain that nothing is trying to, how do I say, kill them.
Okay.
And actually, I ever so slightly lied, because there's, it's not light, it's more, yeah, because you kind of saw the 4 normal guards, you could say, but then there also seems to be like a captain who's also sitting at the table, seems to be reading something at this current point in time, seemingly leaving most of the guarding to his, well, guards.
Would it be a stupid idea to
I think it's a
look
government agency.
what he's reading?
How to kill creatures with the name Aqua. He's reading that.
Can I climb to the how do you call that? The
Stairs?
No.
The
Table.
roof.
the
Pillar?
roofs. Yeah, the roofs. To the roofs to read it or something or.
Honestly, it just seems to be like some sort of a fantasy novel. But if you're at the roof, you're gonna be too far to really see like the tiny letters.
You can like drop down. Like,
He
reading, like right in front of his.
he seems to be reading Ring of the Lords.
Sight at first low.
Yes, exactly.
I want to take a good look at Elven Warrior number 5 so that I can disguise myself as him later on.
Okay. Easy enough to do.
Yeah, I'm trying to take in everything I see, and I want to go up to the second floor.
All right. Then I'm going to show the second floor. So the second floor is at the top left of the map, for those of you wondering.
Not seeing it.
Yet. It's loading.
Oh, there it is.
Yep, there it is. So on the second floor, you see two people kind of standing at these little windows, kind of looking out over the open space. You also see that this is kind of what you could call the mess hall. There seem to be like a couple of tables there. There seem to be a couple of like closets with like, you know, cutlery and plates and whatnot. You don't see that there doesn't seem to be any food here. Sorry, Aqua. You know, but all the tools to eat are here, and you do see that like every now, like you see a couple of the tables are still dirty and have never been cleaned off because guards are lazy and shit like that.
I mean, as a spider, you could eat from that.
Yeah, you could. By all means, you want to make a stealth check to try that?
No.
Oh, okay. Just, you know, just saying. Please, go for it.
And how much guards are there here?
2. There's just the two archers.
They are. Yeah.
But they can't shoot through those
The
windows
one
because
I
they're stuck in
see,
the
looking
tree,
to
right?
These seem to be able to be opened, these specifically.
Okay.
This was the two ones I saw looking to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Next floor.
Yeah.
All right, and then the final floor. So you have to go from like the top stairs to the bottom set of stairs, right? You
Yeah.
see like the
Going around the wall as a spider would, and not over the floor.
Okay, sure. I'm gonna say both of you make another stealth check with advantage because this is technically like a new area.
+4, right?
Yep, still +4 with advantage again because you're spiders.
Okay.
That's better.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Better.
All right. So then here, if I can turn on the correct tool. Oh, come on, work.
Here's Mappy.
Fancy grants work.
Do we do the
All right.
movie quotes now?
So what you see here, the lines with the small squares on it are literally metal bars that have been installed into this tree. Also, one small thing that I maybe forgot to mention is like the floor isn't really made of wood. It seems to be kind of uneven, and it seems to be made of roots. And kind of they took the bars and kind of like seemed to have jammed them. The bar, like the metal bars, seem to have kind of jammed them in there. Seem to have jammed them into the roots of like the top of the tree, and that's really how they made like a kind of makeshift prison here. And each of these 5 parts kind of has a bed and has a prisoner It's a little weird, however, that there's beds there because every single one of the 5 prisoners seems to be attached to the wall with these giant roots that seem to be like wrapped around them entirely, only leaving their mouth almost. And you can kind of see that there's currently 5 people in there. The furthest, opposite the stairs, there seems to be a human who seems to have these dark clothes, and there seems to be like a dagger next to his bed. You guys would have gotten a description of the guy you're looking for. That seems to be him. Coming out of, if you come from the stairs to your left, there seem to be 2 dwarves, each of them also wrapped around, having these like roots wrapped around them. And then to the right, there seems to be a dragonborn in the bottom one, and there seems to be a gnome in the top one. All 5 of them don't. They seem to still be breathing. They seem very bruised from the small bits of their body that you can still see, and they all 4, as I said, seem to be wrapped in these roots and just completely unable to move almost.
And do we recognize someone?
I just said the guy in the top one seems to be the guy you're looking for.
Okay.
The other 4, you have no idea who these people are.
But they are conscious, right?
I mean, you think they're unconscious.
Okay.
They seem to not be able to move. You can't really make anything out. They seem to be breathing at least.
And they look good or
They look like shit.
okay? Wounded and tortured and that.
From the small pieces of their body that you can see, yeah.
Okay. Shit. Okay.
Well, I guess it's time. Yeah.
Can we do something more?
So there are no openings here
Nope.
into the stairs.
Yep, exactly. They seem to want to make sure that if someone tried to get here, that they wouldn't just be able to immediately get in.
So
Okay.
no windows, no.
Nope, nothing.
Shit. Okay. Do we go back, or is there something you?
So they have the guys all shackled up with just some beds in.
Yeah.
What kind of locks are used for those rooms, or are they not locked?
They are locked. They seem to be relatively old and unused, but there are like these small like padlocks on the doors.
Okay.
But you guys in your spider form would currently be able to get like in between the bars, to be fair.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to get the gist of how secure they're locked in. So I tried to climb on one of those locks and try to get like in the lock to see if it's kind of rusty.
It seems to be ever so slightly rusty, yeah.
Okay, so
You kind of get the feeling that like the biggest form of their defense seems to be like the roots around them.
Okay. And the roots, are there something special? Do we know which plant or?
Just seems to be from this tree, which seems to be a giant oak. So other than that,
is it pulsating or is it just really static? The roots.
It seems to be really static, honestly.
Okay. There's nothing strange on the roots, no.
There's people inside them.
Yeah. That's
No, other than that, no.
nothing magical or something. No.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay, then I guess it's time to head back and wait
Yeah.
until the morning.
All right.
Okay.
Still a change of guards and try to kidnap one of the guards.
No, it's not.
No, we gonna do that.
Just
Yeah.
see if they split up, attack him.
I think that's not a good idea.
Then
Do
we
you
will
want to
not
do that?
it,
Do
if I'm the
you want to
only
do
one.
that before
It
we
can make
join
too
you
much
back,
noise.
or-
No, do it at the change of the guards. If one of them splits off and heads away from the others, we can try to subdue him.
No, I wouldn't do that. We already have one liability. Remember?
Yeah.
Let's not make it a
Okay.
second one.
Fine. then just wait till morning comes and hide. I just want to check if there's a change of guards. I want to see how much go in and how much go out.
Yeah, and I also want to see if there's a procedure they're following or something like that.
Okay, sure.
Check that out as well.
So the changing of the guards would be about, I would guess, like an hour later, with the time that you guys have been traveling and all that. So you guys get back. I'm guessing you're telling everything to Izon and Redneck.
Yeah,
Does
we tried to
the-
hide the information from
Does
the liability.
Okay.
The leader do something, or is just sitting down?
He's just sitting down, just reading.
He's not.
Every now and again, he just looks up, like seeing if nothing happens, goes back down. Especially if there's like a little sound, like maybe if at some point like one of you like kind of skitters across the floor, makes a little bit too much sound, he like kind of looks up, goes back to his reading. Seems to be very uninterested and bored.